Okay, hello. Welcome back. This reading is for a collective that is being told to let go of expectations, to let go of outcomes, to let go of things that they think need to happen, and to instead trust that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and you are where you're supposed to be. There's this definite feeling with this collective that you're trying to control too much. Okay, you're trying to do too much, you're trying to control too much, you're trying to see ahead too far. Like you're trying to see what's going to happen. And you're in a space right now where you're not meant to. You're in a space right now where you're not meant to see what's ahead. You're in a space where you're not meant to know the outcome. You're meant to take the steps, because the journey to the destination is what is going to make the destination actually manifest. So if you're working on something and it's delayed, right? This collective, there's a lot of delays. This collective, there's a lot of things going on. You're working on something and it's delayed, okay? Or, you feel like it's not going to come to pass, or you feel like all of a sudden you don't have all this time available to do the things you want to do. You're being asked and you're being called to really step into this surrendering type energy, this energy of, okay, I understand, I'm going to let it go. That's that, what will be, and I'm okay with that. There's this energy of you need to trust that God or the universe or your spirit guides or, your ancestors, whomever, you need to trust that they are going to, guide you in a specific way. Some of you are really fidgety, right? This reading, I'm like super fidgety, right? I'm like adjusting my other decks over here and I'm moving my extra SIM card around. Like there's a lot of this fidgety energy that's going on. There's a lot of this like needing to do something, this anticipation, kind of almost like anxiety, but not anxiety in a negative way. I'm going to say that's not what I would say this is. This is anxiety designed in a way that is just like anticipation. This anticipation, I think that's the word I'm looking for. This want to move forward, this want to continue, this want to like take the next step. Okay, let's go. Like on one hand you're excited, but on the other hand there's delays, because if you're in that excitement too much, spirit or God or the universe, great spirit, whatever term you choose to use, is trying to kind of push back, right? It's trying to say, whoa, you're so excited that you're trying to jump ahead. You're trying to miss some steps. And for some of you, you don't even know these steps. You don't even know what these steps are. And that's why you're having these delays. That's why you're having this anticipation. That's why you're being told to slow down. That's why you're being told to hold up. There's situations going on in your environment that is not allowing you to progress in what you want to do as quickly as you want to progress in what you want to do. If that makes sense. Okay. Right. That just needed to get out before the reading. Okay. Let's see. I've got the World card. Yeah. The World card, the world's at your fingertips, right? Needing to slow down. For some of you, okay, there's a couple of things that are happening here, and because this is a collective reading, I'm going to kind of swing through two things in particular that they're showing me. For some of you, you're being called to pull back and to rest a little, to pull back, and it's not your job anymore to do the work. You've already set the foundation, and you need to allow your spirit team, your ancestors, your guides to come forward for you. For some of you, you need to understand that in the process of creating what it is you want to create, actually, they're telling me that the second one that I'm explaining now is for the majority of people watching this. This reality that you want to create, this life that you want to create, right? The world, your personal world that you want to create requires you to take each step. It requires you to slow down. It requires you to see things in a different perspective. It requires you to go on the journey. It requires the time to properly, fully manifest in the way that it's designed to manifest, and in the way that you actually are intending it to manifest. A lot of you have this image in your mind. A lot of you have this feeling in your mind. You've got this idea in your mind. And what's happening is that you, in your excitement, in your mind, think that you can manifest this, in a year, for example. For some of you are like, yeah, I gave myself a year to do this. And the reality is that for it to properly manifest and for all the pieces to go into place, it's going to take 2 years, for example. It's going to take longer than a year. It's going to take longer than the predetermined timeline that you have been pushing and that you have given yourself, because it's not ultimately 100% in your control. There's other energy, there's other influences. You've got a spirit team that's also influencing this, that's trying to help you, and they want it to succeed. And there's this message here of, in order to get the world, the creation, the life that you want, you need to actively go, and you need to go through the process to make sure that everything is properly in place. You need to do the thing that everything is required. Yeah, we've got the Fool card coming up. Some of you are really trying to jump into a new project with this more naive sense, right? You're just kind of jumping into this process and you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to go, right? This is really, card the Fool is about new ideas, new prospects, new things coming to pass, but it comes with this very naive energy, this very playful energy, this naive energy that is present, that says, okay, I'm not going to really suss everything out. I just want this to happen and I don't care how it happens. And that's a really naive energy. That's a really interesting thing. Some of you are not seeing the whole picture. Okay, and that's a danger of the Fools. The Fool tends to come with blind spots, right? Because of a level of naivety, because of a level of excitement in some cases. This childlike wonder sometimes comes through with the Fool card. And that happens, and it really comes to a position of, okay, you need to open your eyes a little bit more. You need to see everything that's present, Rub your eyes, and it's not rub your eyes, you're coming out of a dream and welcome to reality and this is not going to come to pass. That's not what I'm saying. It's more of open your eyes to all the possibilities, open your eyes to all the steps, open your eyes to everything that could and is present. Okay, open your eyes to not just what's above you, but also what's below you, right? And really understanding that. Really understanding what that means, okay? 6 of Wands, okay? Coming up next, we also have the 3 of Cups. For some of you, you're looking into more of you're moving into the celebration phase, okay? The delays are in the next, I'm hearing 4 to 6 months, for some of you up to 1 year. These delays are going to slowly drop away, and it's going to put you into this space of more creativity. It's going to put you into this space of potential collaboration with other people. For some of you, you need to get out of your shell, okay? Some of you need to really open yourself up. You need to get out of your shell. You need to do more. You need to have more of a public presence for some of you. Okay, getting out and having more of this public presence, putting yourself out there a little bit more. The delays for some of you, especially if this is relating to a business prospect, especially if this is relating to you're trying to create something creatively. For some of you, this is, you need to market yourself. You need to market yourself. You need to market what you're doing. You need to market your products. Some of you are doing like artwork, like physical artwork. They're showing me pictures, paintings, like a book cover for some of you. I don't know if this is a journal or an actual book that some of you are writing, but they're showing me physical things, and you need to start marketing it. And some of you are like, well, I'll market it after it's done, but you're almost done and you haven't started the marketing process. And so there's this, again, that's that full energy of like not having all the information, not knowing everything, starting new things, to create this new reality, with this like childlike wonder, but not having really sussed out everything. There's this understanding, this need that you have to put yourself out there before the thing is done, before the object's done, because that's going to also delay you more. That's going to delay you more. I'm also hearing like some of you want to be like a Disney princess, like your goal in life is to be like a Disney princess. I don't know, the Six of Wands for some reason is giving me this, where some of you, I'm hearing Disney princess, like, and I don't know Disney movies very well, to be honest, so you're gonna have to bear with me with this, but there's a message here for some of you that this Disney princess like energy, you need to hone it in. What do they need to do with this energy? You need to ground it. I'm being told you need to ground it. You need to ground the energy, this princess like energy. You need to ground it, and you need to, yeah, you need to ground it. They're showing me that it's in your mind, but you're not doing the appropriate tangible things to ground the energy out. So we need to ground the energy out. We have the Eight of Wands showing up, and also the Six of Swords. Some of you need to leave certain ideologies that you were taught in your past behind. Some of you are the reason you're stuck is because you're stuck in an old way of thinking, in an old paradigm of thinking, and you need to let that go. You need to walk away from it. You need to heal certain emotional wounds, some of you. Some of you would really benefit also from going out on a hike, specifically a hike, and they're showing me a hike beside a river, a flowing river, and some of you are going to do almost like a ritual at this location. For those of you that this is meant for, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. You have a ritual in mind as I am saying this, and you have a location. If you don't, then that part of the message is not for you. There's a level of needing to let go of old belief systems, old paradigms that are no longer serving you. Needing to let go of these ideas that were taught to you by people who didn't know any better, but they're not meant for you in this lifetime to hold on to those beliefs. They're not meant for you to, those beliefs aren't going to serve you here. They're meant for you to let go of them. And so there's this understanding that, okay, have this, I was raised under this belief structure, under this religious structure, under this ideology or educational system or paradigm, and that's not going to serve me any further, and so I'm going to let it go in order to bring in this energy of what I want to manifest. And once you do that, you're going to notice things are going to pick up, and it's going to happen really quickly. Yeah. I'm being told word for word, the message is finished there. Good luck. I'll see you in the next video. If that applies to you, that's great, and I hope it helps. And I wish you all the best on this journey. Bye.